my god, this is finally done. Welcome to part 5 of the making of my Yumi cosplay from code Lyoko, and today we're finishing up the obi, finally! I'm gonna tackle this differently by starting with a corset pattern by Yaya Han. And I first began by making a mock-up because this is gonna be a very interesting build. I got this idea from cosplayer Sumikins, and basically the name of the game is to make a corset base and then put the flat obi layer over it. I'll explain a little bit more later. After creating the pattern for both the corset and the obi itself, I got to work. The corset part is going to be made out of some leftover satin that I had in my stash, and I'm going to use the matte side of the fabric because it fits the color of my main fabric better. I sewed the corset together like normal, and then added the eyelets. I'll explain how these come into play because they're going to be hidden later on. Once that was done, I made my boning channels out of the seam allowance from the corset, and then I added the boning. I'm trying to graduate from using the featherweight stuff you get at Joann's, and instead using synthetic whalebone instead. This is where things get complicated. I made the lining for the obi portion and added some boning to stiffen it. I then sewed the main obi to the belt, and then turned the whole thing inside out so that the corset portion would be hidden. And to give that obi cylindrical shape, I stuffed it with some batting. I then made the bow portion, which is a Heijuro Musubi style obi, and to stiffen the top, I stuck in a wire. Now to put it all together. I begin by lacing up the corset portion, and originally I closed the obi with Velcro, but I eventually switched it to snaps. The bow part is then attached using even more snaps, and to top it all off, I tied the obijime, which is sewn to the bow. And with that, my Yumi obi was finally done! Oh my god, this took way longer than it should have. But on to the next part, yes!